All right, happy Saturday afternoon, everybody. Welcome on into the Hat Creek Interior Studios. This is Roundball Rewind, brought to you by Live Life Well Clinic of Lubbock and Dr. John Skelton, helping you be the best you can be in 2026 and beyond. It's not just for 1 year, it's for a lifetime. So find out all they do at Live Life Well Clinic. Great Facebook page, great website. And Dr. Skelton, great Red Raider. Roundball Rewind, 9086, Red Raiders take down Houston, ice them out at United Supermarkets Arena. Many things to discuss today. The things you love that impressed you the most, the atmosphere, all of it going on in the midst of an ice storm, becoming a snowstorm literally as we speak to you here from the Hat Creek Interior Studios. We'll get your thoughts, your comments, your reaction, comments and quips on the United Supermarkets chat line. If you need something at the grocery store, they're shutting down early. I think a lot of places are going to be shutting down early. I think in Lubbock, United and Market Street are going to be shutting down at 8 o'clock. So if you need something, get out there. So Toppin and Fllemings, a great duel today. An electric first half. What does it mean for Texas Tech? Big picture NCAA seeding. And you see for the first time this year, Josiah Mosley in what he could do for the Red Raiders. Let's find out what's on your mind. This show's going to be as good as you are on the United Supermarket chat line. In 3, in 2. Good afternoon, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. It starts your day every day. They're weekdays. We've got your Raiderland hot links brought to you by Jackson Brothers Meat Locker in Post, Texas. Today, though, it's Roundball Rewind presented by Live Life Well Clinic here in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. Glad you're with us today. First and foremost, I hope you are safe. I hope you are warm. I hope you are dry. And if you are some of you are maybe still making your way home from United Supermarkets Arena, be real safe. It's going to get a little western out there here as the night goes into tomorrow. What we had yesterday into this morning, hey, that was the warm-up act. That's the comedian who comes out before Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd's showing up right now in West Texas, and I think if you're north of Lubbock, get ready for about 10 inches to a foot of snow. Lubbock going to be in that 4 to 6 to 8 inch, and then south of Lubbock, I think we're going to be looking at 4 inches, maybe half a foot. We'll see what takes place. So the Red Raiders win at 90-86. Grant McCaslin, one of the first things he did on the postgame show is exactly what Jeff is talking about here on our first comments of the night on on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Everybody on YouTube, hit like, hit share, and invite people in. We'd love to go over 700 subscribers today on the channel. All the helmet stickers to the fans who filled the arena and made a difference. I was, quite frankly, blown away this morning by how many people are out there for ESPN Game Day, and that portended to a good sign. Mother Nature kind of blessed us a little bit by holding off the heavy stuff until after the game. Great call by Tech officials to move that game up to 1 o'clock. I'm assuming that was the earliest window maybe you could get on ESPN for that. But the first thing Grant McCaslin did is he talked about everybody involved on the staff, fans, you name it. Cheerleaders, people shoveling snow and moving ice and just doing what needed to be done. And the crowd absolutely made a difference today. In the first half, down the stretch, at different times, you could see as the fouls mounted up in the first half, the frustration on the Cougars' faces, and they didn't handle it very well. It mattered, and it fooled Texas Tech. So, dead on that. Kyle gets in again on our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. What's the ceiling with Mosley and Luke Bamboye? The next 6 weeks are going to be intriguing. So you see Josiah Mosley for the first time this year, Grant McCaslin saying he'd only practiced twice with the team, literally practicing with the team, not just shooting on the side or watching the workouts. Not bad. He comes in and hits his first D1 three-pointers of his career. And I thought he was really critical in the first half. That first half impact of Mosley, Atwell hitting a few, Tech on fire from three, and they had to be. At one point, Houston was shooting 71%, 72% from the field. They just weren't missing anything. You kept thinking if there can be a regression, if you can just get a few stops, you're going to maybe, if you can get the lead, I kept thinking, and then you have that 17-2 run, but you knew that wasn't going to salt away Houston. They're just too good. You don't win 16 straight road games in the Big 12 by going away that easy. But, yeah, I thought Mosley was a big addition. If Bamboye was questionable yesterday, this morning he was ruled out. I believe Chris Level, analyst, Tech Radio Network, said on the postgame show that they expect him back soon, whatever that definition may be. So for Mosley, I think that obviously gives you more depth. It gives you another perimeter guy that they have to pull out and guard on. And now now they know him. Now he's got tape out there. So they're going to run at him as a shooter. It should make life a lot easier for Toppin to get the ball down low and get the ball closer to the basket and not have to start his drives, 15, 17 feet away from the hoop. He's pretty good doing that, but I think Mosley will open that up. If you can get Bamboye out there and get 10 to 15 minutes a game from Bamboye down in the block, all he has to do is get some rebounds, and we'll get to the rebounds today. That was huge for Texas Tech today. We'll get to the rebounds, but if you can get Bamboye out there for 10 to 15 minutes a game, it takes a lot of pressure off Toppin having to play damn near perfect defense to not get foul trouble. In this league, that's really hard to do when you're down in the paint, not getting foul trouble, as physical as this league is. That's a couple of fouls that Bamboye can absorb over the course of a game. That can be the difference in having Toppin on the floor late and not. So I think those are the two things I look at on that. You guys are getting in on the United Supermarkets chat line. I'm looking out the window here in the Hat Creek Interior Studios, and now we're starting to see the big snowflakes begin to make their way. And wherever you are, you guys can check in. Tell me where you are, where you're watching Roundball Rewind live, presented by Live Life Well Clinic of Lubbock, and kind of give me a snow update or a weather update. We are a balmy, we made it to Roger Staubach temperature, and now we've dropped down to Greg Landry temperature. Back on the chat line. Gary, Anderson and Toppin never left the floor. 40 minutes each. Warriors, the official minutes, 40 minutes for those two. 37 for Atwell. And I don't remember him being out, but I guess, he did. He did come out of the game for just a few minutes. 22 for Watts. Man, Watts struggled today. Not his day. His situational awareness was off, particularly late in the second half, and he was 0 of 8, and you could tell he was pressing late. Petty had 31 minutes, 20 for Bryant. Bryant with big basket for you today, the one he had. Mosley with 10, felt like he played more, and then Gross got in there for less than a minute. There's your minute. In minute breakdown of the minutes. Jeff, so much for your 66 points wins prediction. I meant to say the first one, 266. I was getting text messages from national basketball pundits, scholars during the first half, and we're like, yep, that's what we expected. Tech scores 55 points in the first half in this game. Ice cold outside, an early start, moved up. I don't know if either team had shoot around in the arena this morning. They might have been in the practice gym or the Womble, with ESPN Game Day being there and set up. So, it's kind of shocking, but we did kind of revert back to the mean there in the second half, where it was a 37-35 second half point production. Both teams cooled down considerably. Tech 0 of 7 at one point before those three-pointers started to go in there late. Yeah, I meant first one, 266. That counts, right? The big Lubbock just says great win, and it was. And we'll get to here in a little bit what this will do to Texas Tech in real time on the NCAA seed line projections. You were solidly on the 4 going in. What does it do to you now? James on Facebook, are you our first Facebook guy today? What's going on Facebook? My Facebook people, where are the Facebook warriors? Get in there. Start liking this thing, sharing it, inviting people in. Tech hitting clutch free throws down the stretch was amazing. Texas Tech at the line today, a 24 of 30. At one point late, they did miss 2 of 4, but then they got the ones they needed. 13 of 18 in the second half for Texas Tech, while Houston, on the other hand, on their free throws, 17 of 21. At one point, you were really ahead of Houston. Free throws attempted made it kind of tightened up. 24-30 for you, 17 of 21. You did the little things, and you made some really good possessions if you were Texas Tech. I thought Texas Tech was not just maybe the tougher basketball team, which is hard to say against this Houston team. I think they're both really tough. I thought Texas Tech was a little smarter. Old school Texas Tech man, wreck 'em, Texas Tech. Raider power, baby, brotherly love. A whole lot of stuff going on in that short little United Supermarkets chat line message. Donnie's up there in beautiful Canyon, Texas, where I spent part of my youth growing up. Snowing in Kansas, thank you for what you do. I still have Kansas, and thank you for being out there. Let's see, what is Kansas showing on the mezzanette? Hey, you're up to 6 degrees. You don't have any problems up there in Kansas right now. Jeff, it's a Fran Tarkington with 3 inches of snow in St. Louis. Who's the greatest Cardinal to wear 10? Who wore 10? Old Texas Tech man's out there in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Maybe a quarter of an inch to an inch. 8 to 12 inches. Our weather guys suck. No 8 to 12 inches. It's maybe not done yet. I hope you guys aren't getting the ice. Danny on Facebook. Brian Hyatt's Raiderland. If you don't follow us on Facebook, it's all free. We do a lot of cool different stuff there on Facebook. On Twitter, at Ryan Hyatt Media. And on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. You need to subscribe to them all. What a great game. Few turnovers. Firing on all cylinders. Watching Toppin on the offensive glass is such a joy. Let's go to some of that glass action right now. Texas Tech just destroys them on the boards, 44-22. Offensive rebounds, you end up getting 21-11. That translated into another big difference in this game. You beat them on the boards on second chance points, 22-11. You took a good Houston rebounding team out of it basically on second chance points, and you pulled in 22 points. You also outscored them in the paint, 26-22. That brings us to the duel of the day. And you just kind of hoped it would be this way. You knew it would be this way. JT Toppin was more than ready to go toe-to-toe with Kingston Fllemings today. But if there's any doubt about the talent of Fllemings, and why should there be? If there's any doubt, here on a huge, and with the weather today, there's no telling how many. We typically don't get ratings breakdowns for these games the way we do football. I hope we do. Because with weather like this, there's no telling how many people around the country saw Tech and Houston put on this great game. Bad weather, huge crowd, great atmosphere. But yeah, Fllemings today, 42 points, 8 of 10 at the line, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, 4 of 9 long, 15 of 25. Now, of course, it was pretty much just Fllemings and Sharp today getting it done. Tech held everybody else in check. But when you got one guy taking 26 shots and Sharp taking 16 and making 6, getting 20 points, hard to find a whole lot more shots out there. They had Uzan and Tugler both with foul trouble, or pardon me, Tugler with foul trouble and Sinek with foul trouble today that kind of limited their minutes. But credit to Texas Tech for being an aggressive team on a day. Marcus Pettigrew, and he's going to call you some fouls. And he loves going to that scorer's table, making sure everybody knows he's officiating the game. We'll get some replays, and we'll get some flagrants. And you got the flagrants, and McCaslin got the technical there when he got fired up. But I thought Texas Tech did a really good job of being more aggressive. Even when they were shooting a bunch of threes in the first half, they were still being aggressive and putting themselves in a position to get to the line. And Houston really didn't handle it well when you took out some of their frontline guys. And that's when you go on the run. The 17-2 run was the biggest run of the game. Oh, pardon me, 14-0 technically, I guess. I think it got to 17-2 there when Texas Tech pushed that lead out to 11 at 50-39 with 3:07 left in the half. And then your last lead, obviously, was the last one of the game on the breakdown there. Tech led 2-0 to start it off. The Cougars were never more than never had a run bigger than 6 points. Their largest lead was 7, 9:56 to go. So that's the run right there. You flip that 7-point lead into your 11-point lead. You did it with their guys in foul trouble. That's good, smart basketball. That's toughest team wins. And if you were there today, kudos and congratulations. We'll get you on the United Supermarkets chat line today. Roundball Rewind presented to you live by Live Life Well Clinic of Lubbock. Dr. John Skelton and his crew ready to go to work for you guys. Maybe your gut health isn't everything you want it to be. Maybe you got too much of a gut. Maybe you just don't feel good. Nothing's working. You need to talk to the good people at Live Life Well Clinic. They can help you out on that. Another thing they're really focused on for folks here in West Texas, diabetes. Prevention, reversal, and many techniques to do it. Old Texas Tech man talking about some of the games around here today. So Illinois beating number 4 Purdue, which, hey, that, everything that jumbles up some stuff. And we're going to get into some NCAA things before we get out of here. We'll clean up some text messages. The big Lubbock are you in LaGrange? What's it doing in LaGrange right now? What's the temperature? Randy Wade. Do weather forecasters have the best job security in the world? That and guys who send out picks that you got to pay for on the internet for gambling. Although so far they're getting this storm right in Lubbock. It was supposed to, the heavy stuff was supposed to move in always this afternoon. So the last 48 hours, they've really done a good job of saying, hey, it's going to be the sleet and stuff last night, yesterday afternoon. The cold temps come in. This is the band, and this is the snow from right now until sometime tomorrow morning around noon or so. But yes, when they're wrong, nobody ever says anything. Jeff, hopefully Fllemings is a one and done guy. I wanted him to be one and done at halftime. I wanted him to be. I was having some Trae Young flashbacks there for a little bit. Jared, can you expand on how much pressure is on Tech baseball? This is Roundball Rewind. But are they under pressure? Yeah. They need to get back to the NCAA tournament. Monday. We can talk baseball on Monday. Believe me, we're going to have time this week. Danny, Fllemings can flat out score from anywhere on the court. And you look at him and you go, well, that guy can't. Oh, Lord. And he is one of those great players that you think you're guarding him. We've seen that a couple of times this year already. That truly, in a player's mind, they think they're guarding him. They think they're in his face. They think there's no way he can get off a shot. I'm out here. And he does, and the coaches are yelling at you, and you're like, I thought I had him guarded. Credit to the player. Off Twitter, our friends on Twitter weighing in now. Ryan Hyatt Media on Twitter if you don't follow us. Mosley looked promising in limited minutes. Hoping Bamboya can get healthy and reacclimate quickly. Outlook has improved. Yeah, you're getting closer to the team that you were hoping you would be earlier at the start of the season. You're going to get Bamboya back. And they wouldn't have put him – they would not have listed him questionable if it probably wasn't literally maybe a this morning decision. Can you go? Can you not go? All right, we're not going to try. But that's still better than being on the out completely list. Robert Christopher's still dug in on Hoth. Yeah, I was looking for a tauntaun to slice open with a lightsaber earlier today and just crawl inside. We were at Taylor Potts level. Chili was amazing. Fllemings was awesome for Houston. Reminded me of how teams felt trying to defend swoops. Yeah, good comparison there. He is the fake Natalie Maines. First-time listener, long-time tester. Illinois beat Purdue today. If Tech had everybody healthy when we played them, we would have beaten both by 10, just so you know. Full compliment for the Red Raiders. Yeah, maybe it was still so early on in the season that even if you had everybody ready to go in that game, that you're putting so many new pieces together, you don't get the win, but you sure would have looked a lot better. I wouldn't mind seeing this team play Purdue in March. Joe gets in on our YouTube channel. Great game. Lived up to the hype. It's nerve-wracking when Tech players miss their free throws. Don't watch. Just listen for the crowd. JCTT with Houston offense of Fllemings and threes. It was up to Tech to be aggressive offensively. As you pointed out, threes and clear-outs were all they had. We took advantage. Would you rather give up 50 to Flemming but hold everyone else to single digits for a win? I'd try to do it kind of the way you did it today. You try to literally limit the damage of Flemming, and then you controlled, for the most part, everybody else. I mean, how do you beat Houston? 44 to 22 on rebounds, 22-11 second chance points. You got to hit your free throws. They did, and you better knock down some threes. And also, I think you speeded Houston up. Credit to Houston. They don't like playing a 90 to 86 game, but there they were, just 4 points off at the end. That's a good team right there. But if you told me that Tech was going to score 90 points, I would have thought Tech was going to win by 15. And I really didn't think you could speed Houston up. In Texas Tech, it's so much easier to slow a team down than it is to speed a team up. Jeff, I just want to say that I love being good at basketball. Tech being good at the basketball. Lady Raiders tonight at Utah, 6 o'clock our time, Central Time. Another 19-team winner right there. It makes the winter so much more enjoyable, doesn't it? That you roll from football right into this, and then baseball will be starting up here in a little bit. Get them rolling again. It just makes it so much more fun. The weather holding at that midshipman Captain America didn't want to be holding. Help me out on that. Give me the English text version of that. Let's go to hoopshd.com, the nitty gritty rankings in real time every day. Hoopshd.com and also bracketville.wordpress.com, hosted by Dave Allman and his staff. Two best sites, the ones you need to really start paying attention to right now on bracketing. Nobody does it better than these two. They do a real-time seed list and power ranking nitty-gritty number. So we started the day. I think these were updated. We went into the day with Arizona at 1. These are the 1 teams right now: Arizona, Duke, Nebraska, and Connecticut. The 2 seed: Michigan, Purdue, Houston, Gonzaga. The 3 line: Iowa State, Michigan State, BYU. You beating a 2 seed now, a potential 2, a potential 3. Illinois on the 3, Virginia on the 4, Vandy on the 4, Tech on the 4, Florida on the 4. So that's where you started out right now. We go down, and you've still got multiple opportunities in the Big 12 to get, huge resume building wins. So on the nitty-gritty pure number rank, you were at 15 today, right behind Vandy, Virginia, and Illinois. BYU at 11, Iowa State 9, Houston was at 7 today, and then you've got Arizona at 1. You got a lot of opportunity out there to get certainly to the 3 line. And I think this will, when we sort through the weekend, I won't be shocked if Tech's either the best 4 or the worst 3 on the nitty gritty. I mean, this is a big resume win right here. Just this, Duke, obviously, you've got some others out there, but this one's really big in conference play. So now you go, okay, what's the highest you can get to? If you want to be a 1 seed in the tournament, I don't mind having this conversation on January 24th because it's a reality. You have to win the Big 12. Can you win the Big 12? The winner of the Big 12 will be a 1 seed. Well, you know what you got to do that, right? Okay, so that kind of takes care of itself right there. I think the 2 seed right now for this team is probably the more logical high ceiling. Meanwhile, back on the United Supermarkets chat line following Tech's 90-86 win over Houston. Tech led Houston into said offensive attack, which got them out of setting up for D. Good point. When you're up and running back and forth, you don't get in the half-court D. Hi there, Barbara. It was a great game. I had nothing to do with it, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Gary, both ESPN Game Day experience this year have been remarkable for Tech national reputation and visibility. Couldn't agree more. You had a national advertisement running for Texas Tech again on a day where so many people are home. So many people are home watching TV, watching college basketball. And there it is. There's the Womble Center. There's, nice old United Supermarkets Arena looking good at 26 years old, folks. I bet if you ask people around the country, how old do you think that arena is? They'd probably say, it's probably, last 10 years or so. It's hard to believe now. It's a quarter of a century old. Makes me feel old. But yeah, you couldn't ask for more. And I know we bag on ESPN a lot because of the SEC fascination and love. But to their credit, they came into town. They did a good job. Danny, cold weather, Tech hoops, and chilly. No beans, of course. It's a good day. Jeff, beat Duke, BYU so far. Big resume. Yep. JC, Staubach, Navy, hated the Captain America title. The Cowboys hated America's team title that was bestowed by NFL Films there in 1976, and they absolutely hated the America's team thing, the players on the team. I had a long conversation with Charlie Waters about this one time. Off our Twitter X, not a burner. Reassuring to see the offense adjust after the first matchup. Shocking to see it put up 90 on that defensive unit with Christian doubled at point of attack. Great coaching. Anderson had an interesting day. 7 assists in the first half, 2 in the second. And 1 of 7 on the long range. I think he was working so hard just trying to distribute and get the ball where it needed to go today, and that's fine. He scored 90 points, and he went 1 of 7, right? on three-pointers. And Toppin went 0-5. Not your game every time, JT. Let's just think about that just a little bit. Situational awareness. But Anderson, 40 minutes, and plus minus numbers. People get into the plus minus thing. This ain't a hockey deal. Plus minus in basketball really is not a good stat to focus on. Indeed. The USA was the difference. It didn't hurt. And Atwell and Petty, Petty just loves playing Houston. See him again in the Big 12 tournament, knock him out. See him again in the NCAA tournament. They're in the national semifinals, knock him out again. Atwell has just really settled into this guy who's more than a role player, obviously. But if you're sitting there drawing up the defensive game plan, right, and you're the opposing coach, all right, got to take Toppin away. You can't let him have his dominant hand, but he's learning to go offhand really pretty good right now. His footwork, you got to push him away from the basket. You can't let him get. Obviously, there's Christian Anderson. We got to watch out for that. And then, and then okay, are you going? I guess Atwell next, third guy that comes up on that list, and you go, their third guy's dropping in 18 and hitting 5 of 8 3-pointers. JCAA Tech led them into a fast flow. They really get to see that. The Houston defense, it was well played. Yeah. And like we said, speeding up a team is so much harder than slowing down a team pace-wise. Really hard to do this. Is this the best rivalry in the Big 12 in basketball right now? Is there anything better right now than watching Tech and Houston play? What, Arizona against who? BYU. What? Kansas State, but Kansas State not really holding up their end of the bargain. This is the best rivalry in the Big 12, isn't it? In college basketball. It's one of the best ones. It's turned into, in the last 3 years, a must-watch game in college basketball. By the way, how many people were not necessarily chuckling, but when Fllemings does the leg kick and then he gets called for initiating the contact there late in the second half, trying to buy a foul on the three-point attempt, we're like, what does the soccer coach come over and work with Houston players? Do they have kicking practice? That was pretty weak sauce there by Fllemings. One of the only mishits that he had really all day. I think you might say on that. But yeah, I'm sitting there going, what were the odds? And it turned out to not be a huge, massive moment in the game, but it could have been if the call had gone the other way. If that call had gone the other way, McCaslin might have been ejected. Marcus might have just run him at that point. All right, we got you as long as the conversation is good today. Check in again if you're just joining us here on the Live Life Well Clinic of Lubbock. Roundball Rewind, Texas Tech winning 90-86 over Houston, going to 6-1 in Big 12 play, 16-4 on the year. Get your thoughts, anything on your mind, whatever it is that you want to get into, we can do that here in the remaining time that we have together on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. By the way, hatcreek.us, the website. They ship to you white glove delivery service, the greatest in Western style furniture and accessories. And it's right here in Lubbock. It's not the best between Dallas and Denver. No, it's the best in the country. 10101 South Slide Road. Go check them out. Tell them we said, hey, and the Power of Five, if you appreciate and like what we do here in Raiderland on the daily broadcast and Roundball Rewind in our columns, five things we know on a Sunday coming up in the morning. Power of Five, go to our sponsors. Like today, United Supermarkets, Live Life Well Clinic, Hat Creek Interiors. They're all on Facebook. Drop them a line and say, thanks for supporting what they do at Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Tag me, let me know. Jeff, this is the best Big 12 rivalry. As much as I want to not like Kelvin, he's always complimentary of Tech. He was going in. I haven't seen the postgame show, but our postgame interviews and presser, I'm sure he was going out, no doubt about it. And I feel like I've watched Sampson coach against Tech for 30 years. Oh, I guess I have. And I'm not saying like he redeemed his career at Houston, maybe validated. Obviously, there were some rocky stops along the way and some of the stuff they got in trouble for as a coaching staff with the text messages and over text messaging players. You look at it today and go, really? That's what we were doing here? Yeah. Alan gets in on our YouTube channel. Now, Alan, he does this all the time. He'll give us a thumbs up on YouTube, and he'll hit share, and he'll invite people in, and he'll get us over 700 subscribers today. Tech put 90 on Houston. Incredible performance. That's all you need to know. You scored 90 on Houston. JC, if that call doesn't go against Fllemings, yes, riot. Reverse, but worse of Toppin at Houston last year, yeah. I mean, I was like, surely they're not going to call that foul there on Tech. Snow's starting to pick up here outside the Hat Creek Interior Studios. I'm going to have to put a hat on when I go out there here in just a little bit later. Make sure everything is 5 by 5. I wonder if our temperature has started dropping a little bit with the snowfall beginning. No, we're still holding steady at 11. But you know it's coming. So there we go. A big win, a much-needed win. Not a much-needed win, but like I said, a validating win for this team this year. And you see a glimpse of what Mosley can do. You're getting closer to Bamboy. That how many teams right now are in Tech's position that you're on that 3-4 seed line right now, and you've got two big cogs. Yeah, big cogs that can play integral roles in making you better. How many teams are out there looking at that right now? Probably not a whole lot. There might be some teams here and there that are missing a guy, right? A guy. But maybe not the impact that Texas Tech could see from here. Yeah, a week off before UCF, what the doctor ordered. And then Tugler must have first-team performances against bottom half of Big 12. For all the hype he gets, don't see it. Certainly didn't see it today. Talking about a quiet stat line. He was out there for 23 minutes. 3 personal fouls. He got the 7 rebounds. Led him in rebounding, but that's 0 for 1 shooting day. Got to the line a couple of times. Got to do better than that. Let's see. When do we play Arizona? Give me a second so I can cue that up. Otherwise, I'll give you the wrong date on that. It'll take me just a half minute to scroll back down onto that portion and give you some of the upcoming games. So you got UCF coming up on the 31st. Then it's Kansas in Lubbock on the 2nd of February. You will go to West Virginia on the 8th, Colorado back in Lubbock on the 11th, and then Arizona you're playing them at McKell. You don't get them in Lubbock. You got that double Arizona road trip with Arizona on Valentine's Day and Arizona State on the 17th. So no Arizona in the Hubbaplex this year. That's fine. It'll be more fun when you beat them out there. What do you think about Coach M's technical foul in the first half? Well-deserved. He was mad. He had a right to be. Anderson got totally run. The officiating, by the way, I thought wasn't very good today against both teams. I didn't think the officiating was very good, very consistent. And what was funny is he's also covering his mouth while he's yelling at the official on the baseline, so you can't read his lips. Coach, we know what you said. We know what you were saying. It's okay. I mean, he gets fired up. Andrew on Facebook. I know one game at a time, but what do you think about upcoming trip to Arizona? Get me to mid-February and we can talk about it then. Do you have Mosley playing 15 to 20 minutes a game? Do you have Boy back out there? Give me those two guys, and I'll tell you what I think about that game. JC Double T Tech breaking streaks. Need some Ray Stevens. Look at there, look at there, look at there. Fastest thing on 2 feet. Don't look, Ethel. It's too late. She done been sunned. Hey. All right, you guys go out and have a great night. If you can, thank our sponsors on Facebook or other places. Follow us on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media, on our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. It's always free. We're looking to get over 700 subscribers this weekend. That'd be great. And on our Facebook page, we do a lot of fun, different stuff there for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Tomorrow morning, we'll have your Sunday column, 5 things we know on a Sunday, waiting for you. And now it's just time to settle in and see what the snow brings here the rest of the day and into tomorrow. But we'll be ready to hang out with you guys. We'll be on Twitter all weekend and Facebook and you name it on social media. So can't thank you enough for being a part of this. Can't thank our sponsors enough. Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock and Dr. John Skelton, Hat Creek Interior Studios, and United Supermarkets. Again, they are closing early at 8 o'clock today in the Hubbaplex. And I saw around the state as well some Metroplex locations. So if you need any groceries, you better go get them right now. But don't hurry. Don't hurry. And whatever it is, it's probably not worth it. You can probably make it for 24 hours with whatever it is you think you can't live without. All right, we'll see you guys on the website in the morning, the Raiderland